Well, it's very interesting because when you think about continents and how multilateral research collaborations have influenced Colombia, universities have had a big advantage with aid cooperation. So international development aid has been a crucial part because professors apply to this funding. And logically, there are some countries that stand out in Colombia, and one, for example, is Sweden, so the Swedish International Development Agency. But of course, I always have to mention, when it comes to Germany, that has a huge operation in Colombia, and it has had for a long time. So much so that has the regional office for the Andean region is in Bogota for that. So it has been very important. The other agency, the other German agency that cooperated with Colombia a lot was GTZ in the past, which is now GIZ. And this collaboration, even though it's tied to development, like I already mentioned, in projects that are in a specific fields, professors take advantage of that opportunity. Now, when it comes to universities in general, I think University of Berlin is one of the universities that has had a lot of cooperation, and the Max Planck program has been very beneficial for a lot of professors. And logically, the United States, U.S. universities, like Purdue or the Colorado School of Mines, are some universities that stand out for Colombia. Yes, highly, because some of the universities that I have mentioned, especially land grant universities in the U.S. and universities that rely a lot on the National Science Foundation or the National Institute of Health, or even the CDC, the Center for Controlled Disease in Atlanta, have had cuts that are completely unheard of, and even USAID, as the biggest development agency in the world, and which we all know has been a tool for soft power from the United States, has now been defunded and eliminated, if you want, we can call it that way. And all projects in Colombia, which amount for at least $100 million, were completely cut. In some of these projects, our professors were participating a lot. But the sad, again, and I want to mention this, the sad part is with the National Science Foundation, because we had international collaborations with them, and it has been abruptly. And one specific, I already mentioned it, is the Colorado School of Mines in Denver, and the Denver metropolitan area. And we had a very strong relationship with them, and they have, they cut all the research programs, the Trump administration, in the past couple of months. So it's been a huge impact for Colombia, especially because of that bilateral cooperation, which I would say that the only other country that cooperates with Colombia as much is Germany. Germany and Colombia have had a very long relationship in terms of research, higher education, and exchange programs. And of course, we have, a Dutch institute where students learn the language before they come to study here. And we have a lot of Colombian students in Germany. Yes, exactly. And new international collaboration networks. I find that our professors, they do a lot of collaboration, and they formulate projects, but on an individual basis. So it's very difficult for our professors to have a culture in which they understand the importance of having membership to an international research network. And this is something that we want to advance on. The other, obviously, is technological and technical missions, so that professors understand the ties between a university-industry collaboration and how this helps research and development to have a more cultural impact on the Colombian economic model or system, because I think we have failed as a country to understand that we are living in a global market economy, and which has forced us into being competitive. And I know Germany has understand this very, very well for the last 5 decades, and many German industries and companies and the private sector in Germany has understood, not only in the automobile industry, which is obviously worldwide renowned, but in other industries as well. And industry-university collaboration is a big part. So that's one component. The other component is science diplomacy. And science diplomacy, ever since the Royal Society in the UK and the American Association for the Advancement of Science published a document which established the parameters and the protocols for science diplomacy, the world has experienced a trend in the field. And Horizon 2020 actually had a project called SD4CD, which established as well some training programs and parameters that are going to be even more important, and that for Horizon Europe had a strong impact. And obviously, bilingual programs is another aspect of the visit, and being able to motivate our students to come to countries like Germany that actually welcome them, because English is the actual academic language, and they don't necessarily have to speak German fluently, but if they are competitive in English, they can come to Germany and do their studies. They do their PhD programs here in Colombia. So I would say those are the 3 or 4 fields in which we are looking, and I am very interested in approaching those 4 topics. Thank you for mentioning it, because I know our dean and our professors are looking for dual graduation titles or diplomas, and we also are looking for joint projects and having mobility at the research level. So PhD students from both universities having a mobility that actually impacts that collaboration, and having the possibility of having a diploma from both universities, CEF or University of Bonn and the Universidad Nacional.